So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Social media. You see this thing called social media during your daily prayers, during your prayers today, when you are thanking God, thank God twice for the gift of social media. You see, all of these things that we are seeing now, talking about, screaming about, they have been happening welly. Even worse. But there were no smartphones to document them and no social media to show it to the world. So they just ended within. Before we proceed with today's video, how can we continue without first giving honor to whom honor is due? Now, on behalf of myself and every woman present today watching, we want to say a belated Happy Father's Day to my darling, amiable, gallant fathers, to our kings, our odogus, to the super dads, present, providing, praying, protecting, participating, preparing, propelling, partnering, performing, pursuing, preserving. We see you. We may never really understand your silent struggles or what it feels like to walk a mile in your shoes, but we want to say today that we love you so deeply and we appreciate you so much. May your days be long, healthy and happy, and may your life be filled with milk and honey. Happy Father's Day to all my kings. Please join me in the comment section to celebrate the real Odugus down below. And if you are new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, run to our Africa Folktale page. Many of you guys have been like, Neze, what happened to the African Folktale page? We are back and we are better. And if you see the story, the new video that we just released, in fact, I won't call it just a folktale. It is a full movie. It is a must watch. It is a powerful story. I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag. It will be the best you ever had. So I'm going to leave the link down below, African Folktale and History with Neze. Click on it, subscribe, watch the last video, watch all the videos there, and there is so much more coming your way. Now let's proceed. So I was talking about how a lot of atrocities and ills have been going on and normalized in our society, and how the advent of social media began giving these incidents more publicity, began bringing it to light, making it look as if it is a new something. It is not a new something. There are a couple of things that happened within the last 1 week that caused serious outrage on social media. So I'm here to give us the story for those who didn't hear of them, and to provide updates for those who did and were worried sick, dying to know the outcome. I'm here to give us all of that. Let us dive right in. The first story happened in Abia State, southeast of Nigeria. Now this guy here, a bodybuilder, spends a lot of time and hours in the gym. You can tell from his frame, from his build, very muscular, very strong. We came across a video of this man pinning down a young lady, much younger, much smaller than he is, and desecrating her face with very heavy, intense blows. Now, he wasn't just beating her up. He made sure to pin her 2 legs down and held it with a knee, and he was struggling to raise her hands up so he could target her eyes and nose, so he could disfigure her face. And he kept going on and on. You could hear the sound as his fists met with her face. Now, due to how graphic it is, I will not be able to leave the whole video here. You can watch it on my Twitter page if you are interested in seeing it. So my Twitter account, you can follow, if you're not following already, is Nezeville. Whenever I cannot post certain videos here due to stricter community guideline rules on YouTube, be sure that I would post it on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter at Nezeville. Is it Nezeville or Traffic Cards? I'll leave it right here. So this man beat this lady to within an inch of her life, and when she had fainted, he left her for dead. When this video made it out, a lot of people assumed that it was a husband pummeling his wife, which, shall I call it, common practice in some places. But the story getting out now is that this man does not have any relationship with the lady, that he's actually a squatter in the compound where the lady lives. According to the lady's story, she said that the guy had made advances on her, which she rebuffed, much to his chagrin, and so he plotted, waiting for the perfect opportunity to deal with her. And so on this fateful day, I don't know what she said about a little spoon of soup remaining in a pot that he had cooked and all of that, and she washed it off, or what did she say? And that was how this guy, this macho man here, began beating her mercilessly. When I say beating, I'm not talking about slaps. I'm talking about the kind of heavy blows that you would give a fellow man in a boxing championship ring. Punching her mercilessly, breaking the bones on her face, her teeth, and all of that. When that video got out, it was very painful to watch. And a lot of people called for the immediate arrest of this monster. Thankfully, the Abia State Police Command swung into action and got him arrested. He is currently cooling his fate in police custody and will soon be charged to court. Before we go to the next story, there's something I observed that I want to point out here. You know, one of the excuses that many people often make for men who assault women is that they were provoked or that they lost their temper. What did she do to provoke him to that? But watch what happened when the police arrived. The same man who allegedly could not control his anger suddenly became controlled, became calm, became composed and cooperative enough to be handcuffed. He did not attack the police officers. He did not fly into another fit of uncontrollable rage. He did not become violent when his hands were being tied behind him like a bandit. Isn't that angering and infuriating enough to be treated this way, the way he was treated? But he was calm. Think about that for a moment. If anger is truly an uncontrollable force, why does it stop when people with equal or greater power show up? Ask yourself, why is there restraint when the consequences for that conduct is clear, immediate, and unavoidable? What many cases like this reveal is that violence is less about losing control and more about choosing whom to exercise that control over. The targets for most of these people who frame themselves as I lost control, I lost my temper, the target is mostly someone perceived as weaker, as more vulnerable, as less able to fight back. And that is why we must be very careful when we utter that bullshit that he lost his temper. What did she do to make him lose his temper? No matter what disagreement occurred, no matter what words were exchanged, no human being deserves to be beaten, not to talk about beating to the point of unconsciousness. He will have his day in court. And I do hope that the fullest wrath of the law is applied. Now, the next story that broke out this week. Now, if you do not know Southeast, if you're not Nigerian, Southeast is predominantly where the Igbos occupy. And it is the story of this young lady here. In fact, let us first watch the video.
You are mad!
I've heard you.
Your wife is your bastard!
Then leave my wife.
Look at your wife! Look at you,
leave my wife.
useless human being! Useless
You
human
drag
being!
my wife with me.
Yes!
Your
wife that you are about to kill.
Leave her for me.
Which wife that you are about to kill?
Then leave her
Let
for
us
me.
see your wife's face. Let us see your wife's face. Leave her alone! Leave her alone! Leave her alone! Leave her! Who the hell are you? Leave her! Look at the person you are beating. Look at the man. You want to kill her. This girl is just 18 years. 18 years. This man is brainwashing her. Treating her daily. Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you see why a lot of our men cannot cope abroad or cope in civilized societies? Can you see? Is it not obvious to you? Why? And when they experience a system that treats everybody as humans, as equal humans, a system that frowns seriously against these kinds of things, you find them upset. And they say that system favors women. A system that does not give anyone a right to treat the other as chattel is unfavorable, because this is the kind of households that many of them grew up in. This is their normal. And enduring this, forgiving this, dealing with this, praying in this is their definition of an African marriage, a good African marriage, a virtuous woman. Your ability to cope with these kinds of things. This, you see this thing? This is what is happening in many homes and has been happening for a long time. This was the model that some fathers left for their sons. And what we are seeing is simply pattern repetition, because there is hardly, remember my word hardly, there might be exceptions, there is hardly a man who didn't grow up seeing his father do this to his mother that would get married and turn out to be doing this to another woman, doing this to his wife. That is reality. This is reality. And we must keep talking about it. Don't you ever think that these videos, these contributions, this talking is not doing anything? No, that is what we call resensitization, reprogramming of minds, purging of ills in society. So we must keep talking about it and bringing it to light, bringing it to the foreburner of conversations and discussions, and resensitizing the younger generation coming after us. So what is the story here? This mature man, Baraji, married this little girl when she was 15. Or did they say before she was 15? She is 18 now. And for the past years of this illegal marriage, he has been pummeling her, beating her to stupor. He had just finished one session of his usual sports and took her to the hospital for wound dressing, for them to stitch up her face, when the women on duty raised alarm and challenged him. Can you see why it is not good to keep short? Why we cannot afford to keep short? If the women in the hospital just kept quiet and say it is family business, I beg, leave husband and wife and treated the girl and let her go, impunity will continue until one day we would read here that he has killed her. But the reason why there is rescue, the reason why we are discussing this, is because somebody somewhere chose not to keep quiet. So when the women at the hospital saw this child battered and raised the alarm, that was what brought this case to the foreburner of social media. Ladies and gentlemen, when human rights activists came in, they went to the hospital where the girl was admitted, receiving treatment for her injuries. The girl began shielding the man, shielding her abuser, begging that the man should not be arrested. In fact, she held the man's clothes so the authorities will not take him. Not because she didn't want justice, not because she was enjoying being treated that way. No human being, even animals, do not enjoy being treated like this. But because she feels that his family will blame her. That she was saying that his mother does not like her. If something happens, if they arrest him now, the family will blame her. They will do this to her. She doesn't want trouble. Please just leave him alone. I will leave the marriage. Just leave him alone.
Please, I'm begging you in the name of God.
That's okay.
It will be as if it's my fault. The mother don't like me, please. Please. Let me just carry myself and be going. Mommy, I'm the one that brought them.
I'm here now. We're arresting you. Yeah.
She's scared of him.
She's so scared of him. She's so scared of him.
She's so afraid.
It will not affect you. It will not affect you.
It will be as if I'm the cause, because the family don't like me.
The cause.
I want to just leave him. Let me go.
It's a lie.
I'm not going to the marriage again. I swear to God, people should just leave me.
Listen now, calm down.
I said to God, I will not arrest him. I will not go to the marriage again, please.
Listen. Are you hearing me?
It gives me great pleasure to announce to you that the Lagos State Domestic Violence Unit has taken over the case. Even the Behind Bars Human Rights Foundation is currently on the case still. The lady has been taken into a shelter by the Lagos State government. You see, Lagos State, if the 36 states in Nigeria were as progressive, as legally forward as Lagos State, the country would have gone far. You see, Lagos State, please give it to them when it comes to matters like this. So the Lagos State government has taken over the case. They have taken a young child into shelter. Of course, such marriage does not exist. In southern Nigeria, you cannot be married. You cannot marry a 15-year-old. Such a marriage was null and void. In fact, he has been raping the child illegally. The assaulter has also been taken into custody, and he will soon be charged to court. We do hope that he pays for his crimes. Now, let me tell us something before we move to the last story for today. You see, this is one of the reasons why I am always wary when I see a much older man pursuing a very young girl for marriage or relationship. Of course, it cannot be, and it is not, every age gap marriage that is abusive. Given. But when a man in his late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s specifically prefers teenagers, we need to ask difficult questions. Why? Because very often, what is being sought is not companionship, is not marriage in the true sense of what marriage means. What is being sought is absolute control. Totalitarianism, authoritarianism, as we were taught in government in secondary school. Such a man usually needs a perfect environment for manipulation and abuse. And please, spare me the argument that our great-grandparents did it, our great-grandfathers in 1914 did it. Our great-grandparents did many things that society has since abandoned. Sitting here, I can mention 30 things from the top of my head that our great-grandparents did that you and I are no longer doing. Societies evolve. We keep what is good and discard what is not. We continue what is obtainable and practical and forfeit what has become outdated and unpractical. Then women didn't go to school. Their only source of survival was marriage. Now women are going to school. You cannot compare the times and foolishly say because of our great-grandparents did it in the cave era, in the stone era. It should still be done, because it is whenever it is about harmful practices affecting women and girls and marriage and all these things that some people suddenly become defenders of the old ways. My God. I remember during the Ned and Regina saga, hearing many people, it's not everybody that wears suits that is normal. Many people that you would think they are responsible saying, as long as she is 18, she is legally an adult. A man at 70 can marry her. Is 18 not the legal age for consent? Now come, let me tell you something. If you are a mature man in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and the only thing stopping you from pursuing a teenager is the law, then that law is not the issue. You need to examine yourself and what tendencies lies within you. What tendencies you may not know that you have. Because for such a man, if the legal age is 12, that man that believes it's okay for a 60-year-old grandfather to marry an 18, 19-year-old girl in today, 2026, such a man will marry a 12-year-old if the legal age of consent is 12. Because you see, morality does not begin where the law starts. Morality transcends and precedes law. It exists in us before we even become cognizant of what the law says. Without even knowing the law, our morality exists. There are many things that are legal that I will not do. In Canada, for example, it is legal to goof. Goof, the legal in Canada. You can smoke marijuana. There's no place you pass that you will see shop. Healthy leaf, beautiful leaf. They come with different names. You enter here, era goof, in one goof. But would I do it I'm not saying it's bad for those that partake it. I'm talking about my own personal self, my own standard for my morality. Will I go and do it? Will I go and smoke the goof? No. Not because the law is stopping me, but because of my own standard of what is acceptable for me. Many of us do not steal or will not kill, not because of the law, what the law said, not because the law prohibits it, but because of our own personal principles and our own morality. So the law can tell us what is illegal, but it doesn't always tell us what is wise, what is fair, what is ethical, what is appropriate. A mature man who doesn't have PDF files in his hard drive, who is not a pedophile, PDF, who genuinely sees young girls as children, does not need a legal book or a criminal code to remind him of that fact. Because law can vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but your principles, your morality stays constant. And that is why men who it is not in them to chase children go abroad and have no such trouble. But the pedophiles who are justifying 70-year-olds marrying teenagers go to the UK, and within 3 months they catch them with a child. Because the law has changed, but their morality did not change and does not change. So I hope this young girl is rescued, as she has been and remains rescued. I hope she is counseled. I hope she is set up and saved, because poverty is the main reason why such marriages happen and why many of these kinds of young girls remain in those kinds of marriages. I hope she's saved. And let me add here, if you haven't purchased a copy of our book, The Unbroken Spirit, it is very, very important that you read the book. There is so much you're going to learn, especially about these things that we're discussing. Buy it, gift it to a church member, gift it to a sister, gift it to a relative, gift it to your daughter, gift it to your mother. It is a must read. There is so much you're going to learn around these things as it concerns love, marriage, relationships, abuse, how it starts, how we condone it, and how it explodes. You can scan this code to grab a copy, check the link pinned down in the comment section, or you can mail us book to info@nezaville.com. Now, last on today's episode happened in Anambra State. What is happening in Igbo? Igbo quiz one, we need to have a meeting. We are talking about the women maltreating mates, burning them, beating them, maltreating them. I have not addressed that one yet. I'm still coming. On the other hand, we're talking about the men cooing their wife. What is happening in Alaibo? The first story today was in Abia. The second one, where? The third one, Anambra. There are already a lot of words online circulating on this. Igbo. But I will not say anything in this video. I will address that in toto in another video. Just hang on for that video. It's going to be very powerful. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on your bell notifications if you're yet so, because you do not want to miss any of our videos. So this third story of this lady who is pregnant, by the way, with her fourth child with her abuser. She asked her husband for money for food, and he said that he didn't make sales. So she went to her shop to hustle to get money to feed the family. They got into an argument about closing time Masikwanka. And before we knew it, the man pounced on her, beat her silly, blew black, injured her despite she is pregnant for his child. Before I end this video, there is something that I find really interesting. You know, during the Chike Frankedehu saga, I saw many men, both on my channel, Instagram, everywhere. You know, even when the lady released pictures of her battered self, saying that Frank had been physically molesting her and abusing her, a lot of men still insisted that there is absolutely no justification for infidelity. Madam, I share with your eyes. Their position was simple. If a woman is unhappy in her marriage, she should leave. If she cannot cope with her husband's conduct, she should leave. Nobody should use dissatisfaction in a relationship as an excuse to cheat. Okay, fair enough. I agree too. But why isn't the same principle applied Yeah. Instead of justifying these kinds of things, saying, do you know what she did? He provoked her. Why can't we also encourage men that if they cannot cope with their wife's behavior, they can leave? If you are tired of the marriage, leave. If you believe that she is disrespectful and you cannot deal, leave. If you think she has become unbearable, leave. Not to turn yourself into prosecution, judge, jury, and executioner. You do not get to beat and injure another human being just because you are angry. And this is something that many people fail to understand. When you find yourself standing before a judge, as these men will soon, you will quickly discover that assault, not insult, they both have salt at the end, but assault and not insult is the criminal offense. So while I strongly discourage provoking anyone to anger, believe me, my dear brother, the law will not and does not punish anybody or punish someone for hurting your feelings or for annoying you or for saying things you dislike. But the law will punish you for breaking bones, for drawing blood, for causing injuries, for assaulting another human being. Control yourself, my brother. Violence on women, violence against women, men and children is evil. Let us never get weary of speaking up against it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section on all the stories that we have covered. And don't forget to join our premium channel where I curate special videos for you around love, life, relationships, and marriages. There is so much you're going to learn directly from me from all those premium videos that I make for you. Don't also forget to go to our folktale channel and enjoy the powerful folktale that has just been released. There will be more to come. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in our next one. For now.